All right, welcome to another episode. Today we have Mario. He's a relationship coach who is helping people recognize, align, and sustain the love that they truly want in their life. Him and his business partner host in person workshops and virtual events with the goal of holding a safe space for deep relational healing. So, Mario, welcome to the show.
Wow. Thank you so much for that brilliant intro. I appreciate you for having me here and all the listeners also. I'm excited.
I'm so excited because we were just jamming out a little bit here and we're just getting to know each other. But you said, and I'm getting chills thinking about it, you said something very powerful. And it's this idea that self love, self acceptance is really at the root of success in business, success in other areas of life. So tell me a little bit more about that. First and foremost, when did that like realization hit you around self love and self mastery?
Hmm. Self-love and self-mastery. I can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
Is there any business in anywhere in the world that has nothing to do with people at all?
Well, that's a great question. Nowadays with AI, let me have a hard, think on that. I think behind it all, yeah, people are at the root of the most successful businesses, I would say, right? The most successful ones, it's people, it's relationships.
Hmm. In business, you need currency, right? So in order to be currency, there has to be a flow of
Mm,
money or energy between people,
mm-hmm,
right? There has to be an exchange of products between
mm-hmm,
people. There's an exchange happening. Business is like an exchange system, right? I was uh, in a position where I'm gonna be honest with you, for a long time, man, I ran away from myself. I had uh, it was so difficult to even just stay still with myself for a moment. Right?
mm-hmm,
I'm going on to either the next relationship, whether that's platonic or
mm-hmm,
romantic, or I was really uncomfortable with being with myself because there's just so many aspects of myself somewhere that I wanted to change, I want to get rid of, I didn't like. Um, and it made it very uncomfortable to be with myself. Um, I look at life or the universe or God or whatever the word is that everyone has. I think that I was very blessed that I had everything taken away from me. All my money, the love of my life, my
damn,
fiance, my siblings, I lost my mother at a young age. My father wasn't, he left me when I was 1.5. I grew up in environments that were just like violence and drugs and struggling. And so it was almost like everything was set up for me to
yeah,
to, I was the biggest victim of all time, and I had
mm,
all the right to own that, but I didn't like it. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to stay there. And I was homeless and had no money, and I'm hungry, and I'm on a park bench, and I'm just like saying all these negative things about myself. And I had a moment where I was like, stop talking to me like that in the most polite way. It was
yeah,
much more
yeah,
aggressive than that in
I hear
reality.
you.
But I just remember getting so angry at that negative voice that for a moment I stood up for myself, against myself, but I was also with myself at that time. And I had this weird sensation like what the heck is going on here? And I felt for a moment that I was like, oh, I felt recognized. I felt like someone was there. I felt supported, something. Even though there's no one around me,
Yeah,
I'm in the middle of a park just screaming at myself like
yeah,
I'm the crazy person that people when they walk by they're like, what is
yeah.
he on? And I'm not even on anything. I'm just having this crises inside my mind, and but it did click to me that that moment that I supported myself, even if it was against myself,
Mm,
like it felt like what I would needed. And then after that I just kept like I was like I'm gonna love myself, support myself all the way. And I did it for the positive things at first, and I was disowning like the negative things. But then eventually
Mm,
you hit a wall where it's like those negative things, like they just don't disappear. They don't go away. And no matter how much uh good love, light, and positive vibes that
right.
I'm giving, like it's still there, and it gets even more frustrating because like
Mm,
what I'm actually doing is I'm avoiding or neglecting or rejecting or suppressing the negative part, just trying to be delusionally focused on the positive. And then I just remember being like, the negative parts, like that was me. Like I remember saying this and that and da da da, and I was just like, oh, like these thoughts, these emotions, even though I didn't want them, they're me. And if I
mm,
reject them, right, or if I suppress them, or if I'm neglecting them to any degree,
yeah,
I'm doing that to myself. And
man.
now I'm not being the number one supporter that I want to be. So now I gotta integrate these negative aspects that I didn't like into myself. I gotta find something.
Mm-hmm.
So like if this was business, it's like having like a family member as a worker and you don't want to get rid of them, but you need to find a space for them somewhere where they can do something. And so I had to find a place for those negative aspects for me to feel useful, to feel productive. And then I became the like literally the business owner of Mario. I'm not Mario. I separated. I'm in the business of Mario. And how can I make him function and be successful at the highest degree, even if he's got some workers that aren't as productive as these other ones? Like it's on me now. And so I was just like through this process of uh become a master of myself. I didn't know at the time. I'm just trying to figure myself out, right? Through the process of self-mastery, the only way I can master myself is to love all of myself, integrate all of myself. So I was like, oh, okay. So if I want to become a master of myself, then I need to love myself. And the more I love myself, I'm building a connection, a relationship with
Mm,
myself. And the more I do that and the better I get at that, I'm like, man, I'm not any more or less human than any other person on this planet. And we all want and function the same way. We all want to be seen. We all want to be heard. We all want to be loved. We all want to be understood.
yeah.
We all want this. I'm not like some kind of super special human that's I operate different. And so then I just started getting so good at building a relationship with myself, so good at understanding myself, loving myself, providing myself with what it is that I need. And
Mm,
then I understand from an external source, someone be like, why is he so full of himself? All he's
mm,
doing is talking about himself. And I'm just like, it's not that I'm full of myself, I'm full with myself. I'm not separate no more. There's me, but I'm full with me now. All of me, all the parts of me. And then it gets like exciting because now I'm getting good at it, right? And then it's like, oh, my business is relationships, is connections. And there is no business on the planet that does not include connections or relationships, right? And so then I went on that journey of now being like, oh, I can just replicate what I'm doing with myself, which is what everybody wants,
yeah.
right? But now it's just outsourcing my time in such a way. So that's a little
Okay.
spiel.
Yeah, there's a lot of threads there. One of them that I want to explore further is this idea of awareness, which led to ownership,
Mm,
accountability to some extent, because it seems like you were so dissatisfied and aware of that, but you also held like that part of you accountable to say, hey, like stop, right? So for a business owner, a coach, someone who's out there, they're doing their thing, but maybe they feel stuck and stagnant, or they're hitting some roadblocks. What advice would you give them around this concept of like self-awareness, ownership, and using that to start to maybe love yourself or accept yourself that much more?
so I just so happen to have, for me, I think the most brilliant, amazing business of all time. Everyone has their thing, but when you feel in an alignment with yourself and your purpose, it's like I wouldn't want to do anything other than what I'm doing, right?
Mm,
And I don't feel like I'm ever working. I don't feel like it's a job. I
mm,
feel like I'm in a continuous state of growth. And now I'm at a state where in order for me to continuously grow,
mm,
I need to grow outside of myself now. Because inside, I'm like, I got that. Listen, I got
mm,
Mario. Don't worry. If he's sad, upset, angry, confused, frustrated, whatever, like I got it. I don't want you to have to worry about that. Does that alleviate some stress from you?
100%.
Especially if you care about the person, right? If you love someone, you don't want them to be going through pain, stress, or whatever. And if they're like, hey, look, I got this. Like all my pain, my stress, my agony, my trauma, whatever, my frustration, I got it. Don't worry. But if you could do me one favor, while I'm doing this, while I'm loving this and I'm healing this, can you please do me the biggest favor and love you, take care of you, so that way while I'm doing this, I can focus on that. And I don't have to focus on you inside my mind, which
Mm,
is going to take me away from that. So please, please, I love you so, so much that I'm gonna love me for you. You don't have to worry. I got that part. But just do me the
mm,
favor and you do that. So now what do I do? I'm accountable for me. I'm responsible for me. But I'm not doing it just for me because like I'm so full of myself in that
mm,
sense. I just love you so much that whatever version I am of me to you, so if I'm your brother, I'm your father, I'm your friend, I'm your business partner, I don't want you to have someone in front of you that's suffering, right? That's
mm,
that's frustrated or sad or whatever, right? I want you to have the best version of whoever me is in front of you, so that way you don't have to worry. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to take care of my part. If you could do the same, so that way when I look at you
mhm,
specifically, I look you in your eyes and you're like I'm good. I'm great. I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I was worried. Like I was like freaking out that you weren't this and it was hurting me that you were in pain. And then I was like, and but when you're like, you're good, I can feel
mm,
that now.
mhm,
Right?
mhm,
So anyone that is this that's stuck, whether it's in relationships or business, right? Because business is still a relation, right? And whether the viewer is like talking about platonic relationships or romantic relationships, because most people just hear the word relationship, they think it just means romantic and that's
yeah,
it. Relation just means your relation to that something. That's it.
mm,
And that is a connection, right? So what is my relation to myself? What is my connection to myself? And then that connection I have with myself, right? I'm gonna be like, okay, Mario, what is it that you need? I'm here. If no one else is gonna listen to
yeah,
you, no one else cares, I do. What do you need? And Mario was like, oh, I need this, and I need someone to love me, I need someone to care for me, I need someone to stand up for me, I need someone to validate me. All right, I got you. And then I start doing that, that, and that. And then now that connection with myself is like, oh, like I feel so good. Someone's finally giving me. Now Mario's gonna be like, what is it that you need from me? And I say, you know what, Mario, I would like to be, I don't know, I would like to be a champion of something, a successful business owner of whatever business it is. And the body's gonna be like, okay, look, you give me the resources that I need, and I'll do whatever it is that you need from me. Now I'm in the business of a relationship with Mario, the connection of Mario, right? Because a business is an exchange, a
yeah,
connection, going back and
mm,
forth. Now I get really good at that business with me. And all
mm,
that is learning to serve myself. I'm just serving Mario as if I'm
yeah.
not Mario, right? It sounds some people will be like, I think he's
I
woohoo,
know, I
right?
know, yeah, I get you.
But it's only when I take the I use the ability to detach from myself to then serve myself that I then start fulfilling myself.
Mm,
Cool, great. We're, now, how do I do that in business? Right? I know that business is just a relationship, either with my business partners or with my clients. So then I do the same thing with my clients. I say, all right, client, like I'm here. You're the main character of my focus right now. I don't care about any other client right now. It's just
Mm,
me and you. What do you need? How can I help you? How can I serve you? How can I love you? How can I?
mm,
And then I just do this with my client, right?
mm.
And now I'm literally the source of everything they want. So they're not going to go somewhere else and
Yeah.
not get what they want,
Yeah.
right? And so then instead of me trying to sell myself or my product or my service and being like, hey, look, check this self-love coaching program. It's what you want. And then I'm putting that in their face, they're gonna be like, you like get that away from me,
Yeah.
right? But if I say, look, are you looking for a better relationship with your business partner or with your husband, wife, or with your sister, brother? Like, is that what you're looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking for a better relationship with yourself? Are you looking to master yourself? Are you looking to master business? If this is what you're looking for, this right here, this tool that I have, this
Mm.
service is
Yeah.
going to help you get that to get there. That's all that this is for. If that's not for you, look, I can't serve you. I can't help you. Let me bow out gracefully and let someone else serve you, right? That's I think what people in business would like to call niching,
Yeah.
right? Finding your specific client, right? But I'm not there to sell them something.
Exactly.
I'm there to show them the service that they've been missing, that they want the whole
Mm-hmm.
time,
Mm-hmm.
right? They've been
Yeah.
outsourcing it the same way that I've done for a long time. I was outsourcing my love, my validation, my confidence, whatever it was. I was going to someone and be like, hey, love me. Love me. No, no, no. Love me this way. No, no, you're doing
Mm-hmm.
it wrong. Love me this way. And you have to give me these things and that thing. And then when they don't do it, I'm waiting for it. Now I'm frustrated at them and I'm still not getting what I want. And so then I say, you know what? If I know it so well, I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah.
Start doing that. Now I take ownership. Now you take ownership of you. Now we come to each other fulfilled, right? Not from a
Mm-hmm.
place where I need you, I'm going to take something from you, but now I have something to give. And in
Mm-hmm.
business, it's like I have something to give, my service, my knowledge, my wisdom, my experience, whatever it is that you have, that is going to serve someone. And you need to put it in such a way in front of someone that it's not. I put it this way. I don't serve people because I'm trying to get something from them. I serve them because I want to be a certain someone. And if they let me be that, I get what I want anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it just so happens that in a successful relationship or business, when you give someone value, like let's say it's your husband and wife,
Yeah.
and you give them a love or a validation or something like that, and it is what they want, they naturally feel so grateful that they want to give something back. It could be
Mm-hmm.
a gift, it could be more validation backwards towards you, or what they'll do is they'll ask you, they're like, thank you so much for giving that to me. Thank you for loving me. I like, how can I love you? Like, please let me return the favor. And in
Mm-hmm.
business, you can be like, well, you want to return the favor? I got bills to pay. I got, a mortgage or whatever. And be like, okay, like how? And then you just say, well, I need this amount of money. And they say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah, sure. Like here's that. Because I want to give back what I just received. People do this thing unconsciously where everyone's keeping a track or a balance,
Mm-hmm.
right? To people that don't know it or doing it unconsciously, sometimes what happens is that it starts being they get used by it instead of using it as a skill, right? If I'm a carpenter and I got a hammer, right, I can use it to build a house or I can use it to break my fingers. It's a tool either
Yeah.
way. I just want to use it to build something. And so what we're doing, we're having these unconscious like scales inside ourselves, right? So if you know this, right, and it's like, okay, this person's giving me this much, this much, this much, I'm feeling the scale start to tip where it's like, I feel like I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually getting too much, and it's a kind of a bit of a burden. I feel like I need to give something back. And
Yeah.
just watch this. Like, tell me if this has happened to you, right? Maybe it's during Christmas time, and like gifts come up, and then you put a gift, and they have a gift, and you're now inside your mind, you're like, the value of the gifts. You're like, oh man, if theirs is more than mine, I didn't give a high value. I didn't spend enough money. Now I
Yeah.
feel some type of way. I feel like I got too much value. Now next time you're like, I'm gonna outdo this person and give them
Mm,
more. And then all you're doing is just tipping these scales. And so it's the same thing, whether it's relationships or business, right? Understand that when I give something, it's not because I'm trying to get something from you,
um,
because you'll sense that. And you'll be like,
mm,
well, I feel like I'm being used now and I don't even want it, even if it's what I want, right? But if I'm just like, hey, look, I just really, really want to be a person who's inside this world, who is giving more light, more love, more ownership, who's giving people more permission to be successful and radiant and confident. And can you help me do that? And they'll be like, if that's service to them, they'll be like, sure, I'll help you do that.
um,
Right. So then they'll be like, how do I do that? Well, you help me help you be more confident. You help me help you have more success. You help me help you more have more love. And they're like, those are things that I want. I want more love. I want more success. You're gonna help me get those just because that's what you want. Yes.
mm,
I just
mm,
I just want to see the world in a better place. They're like, okay, sure. Then they start getting served by me, served by served. Now their life is leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. And I'm already getting what I want anyways, which is I get to be who it is I want to be. I'm never confused about me. And then they turn around, and look at me. My life is so much better with the value that you provided me. Please, please let me be like you.
mm,
I just want to be the person who gives back.
mm, mm.
Wow, did we just figure out the economics of social relationships and businesses?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
that, right? When you take the ownership and I have like a program that I call the NER method, and inside this NER method, there's something I call ownership, right? It's not ownership, it's
Mm,
ownership. No matter what, there's power happening right here between you and me. Now, what I can do is I can take my power and I can give it to you, right? And I can wait for you to give me what it is that I want. And maybe you just take my power and then go off and maybe not give me what I want. Then I'm like, oh, I didn't get what I want from that relationship or
yeah.
that business, right? People don't are not they're not getting me. I'm not getting the money I want, I'm not getting the clients I want, I'm not getting the love I want. Okay, you've taken your power and you're just throwing it out to everyone else. And
Mm,
so now you're not taking ownership. You're
mm,
expecting the other person to take ownership. The people that are in the most successful businesses and the most successful relationships, they have so much in common. It's actually mind-blowing. Two of those people, whether it's the most successful business owner or the most successful relationship owner, right? They're taking full responsibility for whatever happens to the company or whatever happens to the relationship, right? And then
mm,
now that they're in the power, they have the ownership. They're like, now that I have power, I'm going to be the one that makes sure everybody gets what they want. I'm going to be a great leader or president or whatever because that's what I wanted when I wasn't the president, when I
yeah.
wasn't the owner, right? And so now that I'm in this position because I'm taking ownership. So what I've done is that instead of me sourcing or shifting my power towards you, I've shifted it back to me and I'm going to use it for our benefit. Now, if you do the same thing, you take yours and bring it back to you and use it for our benefits.
Mm,
No matter what, we win. I'm here for
yeah,
you. I want you to win, you succeed. And then you turn around and be like, "Psh, that's what I want. I want you to win. I
exactly.
want you to succeed." That's a
I
lot
love
of
that.
value,
That's
right?
powerful, man. And so for the uninitiated who don't fully understand the value of that, of ownership, awareness, and all the things we've been jamming out about, what's the shift that they need to make in identity? And then maybe before that, what do they need to realize that has maybe kept them from moving in the direction of self-love, self-acceptance, communicating with yourself in a completely different way? Let's start there. What's keeping them, and then who do they need to become?
Right. So where is your direction of thought? Like everyone has awareness. You're not, if you
Hmm.
weren't aware, I just would not be existing right now. There's an awareness, right? Then you can be like, I'm going to use this awareness. Instead of like, I'm the one that's aware, I can use this awareness. Instead
Hmm.
of saying, I am Mario, I'm going to help Mario, right? Think about it if it's in a relationship. Instead
Yeah.
of it being like, actually, I'll give you a really good example that I do in my workshops. Have you ever, and I know it sounds when I ask this question, it's going to sound like so obvious, but just humor me here, okay? Have you ever been sick before?
Yes.
How do you know? Give me an example of how you know you're sick.
Yeah, there's symptoms, and then people point it out as well, or
What's a symptom? Give me an example.
you start to cough, or your temperature goes up. There's
Hmm.
things that you can see, feel that are different in comparison.
Okay, perfect. So let's just take one example because we're gonna keep this super simple. A cough, right? When you're sick, right? Do you say I am sick or do you say I have a sickness? Usually, what do you do?
Well, I personally take a different approach, but I think most people would
Okay.
associate to the thing, right? So in this case, like I'm sick, I'm feeling sick, or I'm
Mm,
feeling unwell. I like to take a different approach, but I know where you're coming from.
okay, so this is for fun anyways, right? Um, if you say I am, the I in I am is for identity.
Hmm.
The am is for attachment. So I'm attaching my identity to whatever comes after I am.
Hmm.
That's what that sentence does. That's the process of it. If I go and say now, I am a cough, right? It sounds
Yeah.
silly, doesn't it? Oh, I am a cough. You're not going to be able to release the cough because it's who you are. It's just, have you
Mm,
ever heard anyone say that? It's just who I am.
yeah.
It's just who I am. I can't change who I am. You're right.
Hmm.
Right. Okay. So if I say I am a cough, I'm not going to change it because I'm thinking that's my natural state. But if I say I have something, what I've
Hmm.
done is I separated my identity from it. Now I have the cough, and I realize that the cough is a symptom of something. Maybe I ran out in the cold. Maybe I got the cold from someone else. Whatever it is, I
Hmm.
know that I'm not the source of it. It's a symptom of something. And so when you get a cough, what is something you do to do you treat it?
Yeah. Yeah. Treat
How
it,
would
take
you?
care of it. And one thing that you mentioned earlier, which I want to touch on real quick, is that idea that we were actively looking to change the association. What about the people that hear this and say, "Oh, that's just, play on words. I don't really think that's going to be helpful for me." Um, how do you, and maybe convince is not the best word, but how do you enlighten them? How do you show them, "Hey, there might be something here for you at the end of the day." Like, what do you tell those
Um,
people that in a place where, yeah, they're feeling stuck and tired and frustrated, but yet they're not uh willing to maybe do the work around the identity shift or some of these things that you're bringing up?
right. The only way I got to where I wanted to be is that I had enough of whatever I had before. That didn't happen on the first time, the
Yeah.
second time, or the third time. For me, it just happened to be years. In fact, a decade, over a decade.
Hmm.
That's what it took for me to experience a lesson, to fully integrate the lesson, right? If I want someone to do something, I understand that we're we were all children at some point in time, and children only learn one way. One, they don't do what you tell them to do, right? They emulate, they copy what you do. So if you want them to do something, if you're the source and you're doing it yourself, they're going to copy that, right? And then we can take it now into, like, say, adulthood. If I want someone else to have a successful business, I don't just not have a business and tell people what to do. They're going to look at me and be like, you don't even have the results. right? If I'm at the gym and like my body is worse than theirs, and I'm trying to be like, you need to do this and this and this, they're like, who are you talking to? You need it more than I do,
Mm,
right? So if I want someone to do something, I become the source of it. That's ownership.
mhm,
I have to do it myself first for you to see that it's possible. I remember going to the gym and I'd done such a good workout on the first day, everything hurt, and I'm like, where's my muscles to? All right. And it's only because I see someone else with the success that I want. And then they're telling me, oh, do this, do that. And I'm like, oh my God, is this and that. But then I would fail or make a mistake or I would run away, whatever it is. But then I would go back to where it is I don't want to be. And I'm
mhm,
like, but I really want to be there. So
mhm,
maybe they're saying something. Maybe. And I would just take partial bits of their advice,
mhm,
right? The best thing that I've ever done, and which is shifting my own identity, is when I first wanted to become a millionaire, right? I remember thinking like, okay, I gotta think like a millionaire, be like a millionaire. And then so I was grinding like 100 hours like a day. It's not even that many hours in a day. And I was doing everything myself. And I was just like, I gotta outwork every person, become the biggest hustler in the room. And then I just remember crashing and crashing and crashing. So it sounds cool in business, but if you take that same analogy anywhere else, so now let's say it's in the gym, right? It's my first day at the gym, and I'm like, I'm gonna be a professional athlete, and I go in there and I'm trying to lift hundreds and hundreds of pounds, run miles and miles and miles. I'm going to crash, 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 right? So what I did was that I was like, okay, I am a millionaire, right? But I'm a millionaire right now in Mario shoes. So what would a millionaire do with $100 right now? What would a millionaire do with this relationship I have right now?
mhm,
Right?
mhm,
Therefore, I'm always in a constant state. I am the millionaire, even if it's not in my pocket, because I know millionaires that have lost all their money and they don't lose that. They're like, oh, that sucked. But I'm not doing that again. And they're like, back to this, and they get back and they get their
mhm,
money back again. Because I'm not, they don't think I'm a millionaire when I get this. They say I'm getting this because it's who I am. I'm
mhm,
getting the $1 million because that's just who I am. And I just thought the same thing inside myself. I'm going to get rich and successful and whatever because that's who I am. And I'm just at this stage, the beginner stage,
yeah,
right? And now I'm like, okay, and it becomes almost like a fun little challenge. And I'm like, well, if I'm a millionaire and I'm stuck in this $100 body, right? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna challenge myself. And I'm like, okay, first thing I'm gonna do with that money is I'm gonna buy something to eat because I'm hungry right now. I can't think right when I'm hungry. I can buy myself something to eat. Then I'm like, I gotta learn from someone else who's been in this position. Okay, I'll get a book and I start studying and I start learning about myself and da 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 da. I start feeding myself, investing myself more and more and more and more and more. $100 slips to 200 to 1,000. Now I have clients that are $10,000. Now I have $100,000 clients, and it's like, what the heck? I'm at $1 million, and then once you're at $1 million, you're not even like you don't even think you're a millionaire like that. You're just like, I have to do more because I'm not a millionaire no more. I was actually pretending to be a millionaire, and I was actually 100 millionaire, right? So
mhm.
there's just this uh conversation that's happening inside everyone's head.
Yeah.
Whether you want to believe it or not, it's there,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
And I know everyone, because I'm not any more special than anyone else. I know people are talking to themselves.
mhm,
I talk to myself. Good,
mhm,
bad, some days, whatever. If I can get really good at that, then every time I have a rejection or an objection inside my head, and I help that person win. When I have a client, they come with me the same objection. I'm like, oh man, I've done this one already.
yeah.
You're about to get the best service you've ever had. Because I know what
Mhm,
that person really wants to hear,
mhm,
right? So
mhm,
they might be whoever it is that's watching right now, and they'll be like, oh, this just sounds like metaphors or analogies, but like, what about real life?
Mm-hmm.
Real life. Okay, in real life, you're having a real conversation and a real relationship with yourself, right? Instead of getting everyone else in the world
Mm-hmm.
to have a better relationship with you, you need to take ownership of that. Start having a better relationship with yourself. Don't outsource it because everyone inside their head is having the same thing as you. And if everyone's waiting for everyone, no one's moving,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So the moment that like you can look at it like you're trying to go into a door and there's two politeful people. No, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first. No, no one's moving. Then you're like, you know what? Listen, I'll do it for us. I'll go. Then it's like,
Okay.
it takes that alleviation. So just in a real world aspect, every single person is like you inside their head having a conversation. And
Mm-hmm.
it's the same kind of conversation. Everyone's talking in dialect language just like you, right? Everyone's having feelings. Those feelings, my feelings are not like I don't walk to over there, wherever over there is, get my feelings and come back and be like, here's my, and you're like, oh, well, my feelings are over here, right? Objectively, you and me are in different places. Subjectively, you and me exist in the same place. I
Mm-hmm.
don't get my thoughts from this side of my pinky, and
Mm-hmm.
you get your thoughts from this side of your ear. Sounds so ridiculous, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in subjectively, you and me are the same person, man. And when I understand that, I want you to win now because
Mm-hmm.
it's me, right?
Yes.
And if
Yes.
I'm the source of you winning, then you need me to continuously win,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so then you're gonna want me to win now, so you can win even more.
Yes.
So you fill
Yes.
my cup, I fill your cup, you scratch my back, I scratch your back, whatever that is. But the only way we're gonna get the other person to do anything is if I stop pointing my finger in your face and say, you need to do something, and I do this. You need to
Yes.
do
Yes.
something.
Right.
Me? But no, I need to
Yeah.
get it. No, it's too strong. I'm gonna do it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yes. So then I think that was the key right there, right? Is modeling what it's about, showing what it's about. So, what are some of the skills or skill stacks that someone can have to start actually applying this in terms of their day-to-day routines, weekly routines, versus just someone listening say, "Yeah, that's a good idea," and then they get hit with a notification or a call or a client, and then they forget about it. How do you integrate these self-love, self-acceptance concepts and principles through maybe skills or habits?
Identity is probably the best tool you can have in your tool belt. And I said the same thing earlier. Like if you're a carpenter, you can either build a house with
Mm,
a hammer or you can break your fingers with it. It's the same thing with identity. You can either
mm,
build your identity, the persona or the home that you want to live in, or what are you going to do? You're going to hurt yourself with it, right? You are literally, and then you're the creator of your own universe, right? I don't want to get too, not, let's
mhm.
not go like all
All
religion
good. Hey,
into
if we want to
whatever and
take it
everything.
there, yeah,
That
all
could be
good.
a different one. We'll do that a
Right,
whole nother
right, right.
one. But of your own personal life and your own personal universe, you are the creator,
Mm-hmm,
right? And everything that you experience is a tool, right? So an identity is a tool for me to experience certain things. So
mm-hmm,
then you know yourself. Like if someone says, uh, I am poor,
mm-hmm.
what are the chances that they're going to get rich?
Yeah, very
What
little.
what happens when if you give someone that has like they just have a poor mindset, a poor
Mm-hmm,
mentality, and they're just like, I am poor, and you give them a lot of money, are they gonna start, oh, I need to start investing, I need to start putting it into real estate and stocks? They don't have that knowledge because it's not a part of their relevant identity. They're gonna get all that money, and the first thing they're gonna do is get rid of all that money because it doesn't match their identity. They might go
Mm-hmm.
and buy like a whole bunch of things that's cool for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, now I got a big house and I got like 5 cars and like I'm going on trips and then all that money just goes. And then they're gonna be in them and they're gonna have all these things where all these things are gonna be like, hey, you need more money to keep me. And then you're gonna have to sell off all those things, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
you get back to right where you are, which is the center of your identity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you know that your identity is a tool, you can shift your identity to
Mm-hmm.
what experience you want to have, right? So I know the immediate thing that someone's going to say, well, how do you do that? Ah, there you go. That's the first thing. You just separated yourself. How do I do that? You don't even understand how powerful that was because before that, you didn't say how, you just said, I am. And you're stuck there. And then now your awareness of being like, well, how do I do that? Great. Now you're already shifting. You already opened the door. At least pat yourself on the back for that. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's already the shifting. That's already you using it. It's questions. How do I do
Mm-hmm.
that? How did they do that? How did this person do it? Like they have what
Yes.
I want. They're sustaining what I want. How? And then you switch from how to who. Who are they to have this? Who am I to have this? Because that's all you're doing. The identity is who. I said in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of this, look, what I really want, what Mary really wants, is I want to be a version of me. And regardless if you want me to be that or not, I'm going to be that because it's just what I want to be. So if I want a loving relationship, I want a healthy body, I want a successful business, it doesn't matter what the circumstance shows. It's like, oh man, the external business flopped. I didn't get this amount of clients. It's the client's fault. Oh, it's my body. It's my heritage. It's my DNA. It's not my, oh, I don't have the love because this person didn't give me what they want. Just literally flip that. Now someone's looking at you and be like, I don't feel loved because it's your fault. And I don't have the business that I want because it's your fault. And imagine someone coming up to you and being like, look, I don't have a chiseled body because you're eating too much. You're gonna be like, are you it
Yeah.
don't work like that.
Mm-hmm.
It don't. Because if it worked like that, there would be just one person in the world in the gym for everybody else working out. Everyone else would be getting super shredded, and this guy would be making all the money,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? It just instead of us being like, why does the work? Why does the world work this way and this way and this way? How come the world doesn't work this way? Why does the world already work? And how is the world already working?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just switching from something is happening to me, which
Mm-hmm.
means that the source of something is now external and I'm never in power, to I'm the source of something. I'm the creator of something. So my identity is my tool. And I'm going to be whoever it is that I decide to be, whoever it is that I want to be. Now I'm in power, right? I
Mm-hmm.
want this. I'm doing this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be here. I want to feel this. I, me. And now I'm the singular source and I don't have to wait for any other person. This right, this, uh, this interaction between two of us, it happened because we wanted it. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
start your podcast. I was I there in the beginning
Mm-hmm.
convincing you? No, this is our first time meeting.
Yeah.
You didn't start my business of love and relationships and business and that. I was there. I decided that I'm going to do this. When I was homeless and I'm on a park bench, no one gave me money. No one funded me. No one loved me. No one was there. It was me. And so I had to become my very first client.
Mm-hmm.
I bought into my own things. You don't need like every post on Instagram, I liked my own posts. I commented on my own posts. When I first My first book that came out, which I have another book coming out, I
Mm-hmm.
bought my own first book. I buy my own programs with my own money
Mm-hmm.
because I want, if there's going to be someone, right? I want my first client to be my most supportive client, my most
Mm-hmm.
loving client, my most, and I want this client, my first client, to have the most amount of results. And I'm the living embodiment of that.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I am the source of something. I'm like, I'm going to build a business. Who? For me.
Yeah.
And then
Mm-hmm.
all the clients that are just like me. And
Mm-hmm.
and it becomes so easy to serve now because I know who you are.
Exactly.
We the same. And I got
Yeah.
the results and I've done the work and I have this and I built the product and it's exactly what you need. So
Mm-hmm.
first I just, okay, on me. It's all on me, man.
I love
Don't
that.
worry. Because in that time, what I always wanted was I wanted someone to come save me. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted someone to I remember when I was on the bench, I used to be thinking like maybe one random person is just gonna like make a Mr. Beast and be like, here's $10,000. Or like someone's gonna be like, hey man, I see you're hurt, man. Here's a business, or here's the love. And I just was waiting and waiting for someone to save me. And I felt like I was drowning in my frustration. I felt like I was drowning in my pain and all this tension that was in my body. And there was no one there to help me. And so instead of just drowning, I was just like, I don't know how to swim, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
And I just got better
Mm-hmm.
at trying, got better at trying, got better at trying. And now I know how to swim,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Successfully. And all I did was I kept trying.
Yeah.
Same thing with another person. That.
I love that. So let's go off of that as we wrap it up for people who are in that space where they're like, you know what, this is serendipitous. Like I didn't plan on diving deeper into this, but how can I learn more? What could I do? So where would you recommend they start? Is it one of your workshops because it's immersive? Is it the book because it's at your own pace? Or like what would you recommend them to do to connect deeper with you and your team?
Ah. First off, start with this podcast. This got so many gold nuggets, and you're one because I want to put some spotlight on you, man, because I know you're there asking the questions, but it takes an incredible amount of skill to ask. Anyone can ask questions, and everyone is asking questions, but there's power to questions, and it can either power you or disempower you, with depending on the questions you ask. And I know you know how important it is to ask specific questions, so that way you can get the gold that you're looking for, the wisdom that you're
Mm,
looking for, right? So
mm-hmm.
first off, hats off to you, kudos to you
Yeah.
for having that skill set. Obviously, you've done that type of work. Two, yeah, like this podcast. Because if someone's watching this and it's a clip,
Mm,
watch this whole thing. It's got nuggets of gold. And then two, on my side of things for Mario, yeah, I have coaching that we do one-on-one. I have workshops and events. I literally just wrapped up an event 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
oh,
That was so incredible. Literally the best workshop ever. And then I have another book. So I'm on my second book that I'm writing. I would love to, if those who are looking, I would love to give a gift. I'll give just a free chapter, just get you in there. If you like it, for the whole book. If not,
mm,
hey,
yeah.
I like giving gifts. So we start
Yeah.
from there. Follow us on
Yeah.
social media. I really think the best thing someone can do, honestly, is to get involved in the conversation that's being had. Or
Mm,
you and me are having a conversation right now, and the amount of wisdom that's in this conversation is incredible.
mm,
I didn't just read a book and get this. I've
yeah.
got this through decades of experience. So my hands are dirty from self-mastery, let's say. I've done digging and work, and I know you have too. Join the conversation. Join you and me on our social medias and stuff like that. Get in there, talk. There's nothing better than being in the conversation where the wisdom's happening. I think that's the
Mm,
most important part. Put yourself in there.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much. And then just final parting thoughts. If this was your last message on Earth, right? Like if this was it, what is that message for the people for them to say, "Wow, that's what he believes in." What's your message?
Wow. That is you know, can I just say something real quick? I'll give you that, but like in my mind, every successful person gets asked that question. I've been waiting decades for someone to be like, "What is this one thing?" And I was just like, "Oh, I made it!" Right?
Oh man.
So first off, thank you for that. Um, it's gonna. I know everyone's heard it before. There, it's love, man. Is my
Mm,
firm understanding and belief that there is only love. There is nothing other than that. There is
mm,
love, and then there's the lack of love, which people call hate, right? There is the fact that you're here and you're alive is an aspect. It's a reflection of how much love the universe has to keep something going. Because if the universe was as bad and terrible as people think it is, it would have crashed a long time ago. But it's not. It's love. And I always give this analogy where I'm like, uh, so where are you right now? Where's this?
well, I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area in California. This backdrop I found, I believe it's Brooklyn or something, or not, or New York or something like that.
Okay, so then from personal experience, is there a highway in San Francisco?
Yeah, there's a ton of them.
Is it busy?
Yeah, very congested.
Okay. How many cars do you think go through? Just any random number on a run of one
I don't
day.
even know, man. Yeah, I mean nowadays with the self-driving cars and some of those Waymos running around,
Is it
tens of
5 cars a
thousands or
day?
something.
Thousands? Tens
Yeah,
of thousands?
tens of
Tens of
thousands,
thousands in
hundreds of
one
thousands.
day.
Yeah.
So then in a run of 10 days, hundreds of thousands. Okay, so then in the run of a year, we're going up to millions of cars going by, right? Now, imagine every car that went by that did not crash, that
Mm-hmm.
successfully drove the way it was supposed to in order and right? That is a ridiculous amount of cars.
Yeah.
Now, the amount of cars that crash are so
Mm,
insignificant to that number. It's not that those car
yeah.
crashes aren't important, but if we're going to do a comparison to how many bad things versus good things in life, imagine you
Mm,
just you stopped and you said thank you to every single car that didn't crash. Oh my God, thank you for not crashing into me. And thank you and thank you.
mm,
You would never go home ever.
mm,
You'd be stuck there just being thankful, right? But if you sat there and said thank you or got annoyed by every single car that did crash, eventually you would go home. Eventually you get to go home.
mm-hmm.
So there is so much love and so much stuff that's
Mm,
going good in life and everything's in order to the scale of a magnitude that you would never get to experience it. Anything other than one thing. I would still be there just thanking that one car,
mm,
not even thanking like all the people around me, all the acts of goodness. There's just too much. There's
yeah.
so much love. Like
I love it.
it's it's I can't
Yeah.
I can't perceive and experience it. That's how supported I am. So
Mm,
when something goes wrong in my life and I feel like this hurt, that hurt, whatever, it's love. It's
beautiful.
love. Love is the answer, man.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And with that said, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
Love y'all.